Hello everyone, I'm Cristina from Hips on Fire. We're here in Helsinki at the Flow Festival, and we have the wonderful opportunity of meeting Carlos Cinta. And so we asked him if he had time for an interview so we can get to know him a little more and he can share some great stuff. We went to some of his workshops to learn a little bit more about him, and if you come across this guy, please don't miss his classes because he's a ton of information that is really good. So anyway, Carlos, thank you.
No, thank you.
For being here with us in this Helsinki where the sunset never comes, right?
No, never. It's always bright out here, always. Is it summer out here?
It's summer?
In the summertime, yeah.
Yes.
Sun never goes down.
Yes. So we don't really know what time it is because there's always light outside. But it's actually a lot of fun, and we have great hostess and people here are really wonderful. So, Carlos, we want to know a little bit more, like, how did you get started with dancing?
How I got started with dancing. As always, that happens because of a woman. As always. I didn't start dancing until I was 24, and then in college, where I went to school, I was hanging around a lot of Puerto Ricans, and we had some Venezuelan friends, and so I first saw the dance 2001, with merengue and salsa. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I played sports. That's what I did. 2003, after when I graduated, I was with a lady. She knew how to dance everything. I didn't know how to dance anything. We would go out at night. We would get to the club, and I would be here on the couch just. Where's my girlfriend? I don't know. She's somewhere over there. And guys would just be dipping her all in my face and just and I hear him, yeah, oh, this is fun. I got you later. So eventually, I had to make a decision. I need to learn how to dance, or I can't go out to the club like this anymore. So I learned how to dance, and however many years, 10 years later, actually it's been 10 years, yeah. Here I am, and she's married, happy, and I'm over here traveling, teaching in Helsinki, teaching.
That's good. But which dance did you start with? Or
started with salsa.
Salsa.
And then it was cool. And then I started taking bachata classes. Actually, no, you know what? I saw a couple dancing bachata. They were together, so it was very close and very intimate and it wasn't sexual, but it was very sensual. And I was like, wow.
Passionate.
Very passionate. I was like, this is cool. Like when I watch you guys dance bolero, it's like this. Wow. Just that connection. It's like, you're into each other and the music. And so I was like, I want to learn bachata. So I took a couple bachata classes, and then it was just easier for me to pick up, and I felt it more, on the inside, the music and everything. So I started with bachata. Yeah.
So before 24, you have never heard salsa, bachata? I mean, nothing.
No.
Oh, that's
nothing.
cool.
It was.
But you look totally Latino. You have Latino blood in you.
Yeah, my mother's Mexican. My dad's from Ghana, from Africa. So I guess you could say that's where they get with the African side. That's how the full looking Latino looks. And then growing up in Chicago, there's a big Puerto Rican population over there. So that's where I started to get the Caribbean side. And then I moved to San Diego in 2006. And because it's a big military town, there's a lot of East Coast, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, there's Venezuelans, and they're all stationed in San Diego. So hanging around them, that's when I really started to get to understand the culture, more the Dominican culture and the music and everything.
And when did you start teaching?
Started teaching in 2005. 2005. Yeah.
But how did that happen?
How did it happen? I had a partner that I would practice bachata with, because I guess at the time in Chicago, at least 2005, bachata wasn't really they would play it.
Nowhere in the U.S. I don't think. Bachata really was like, oh, we don't want bachata, salsa.
Yeah, bachata was the rest song. So 200 salsa songs and then one bachata, so people can go dry off and call in the babysitter and make sure the house is still okay, and then they'll go back to salsa. So because I enjoyed bachata more, I figured there's a million salsa teachers. I can't compete with this. So and I didn't even think about teaching. So I found a partner that liked bachata as much as I did, and we would just practice in her living room, my living room, just dancing all day, and we would create all these crazy turn patterns and everything, and then we would go to the club and do them. And I had a couple friends that were like, oh, they show me how to do that. What'd you do that? I'm like, all right, I mean, I can show you how to do this. So they would come over later. I would show them, and they said, man, you should teach. What do you mean I should teach? I'm not a teacher. I don't even have any formal training of dancing. I just kind of know how to do this. And so, but then I started to show them how to do it, and they said we had a mutual friend. She was teaching salsa at a little family Mexican style restaurant on Friday nights, and she asked me to help her teach, but she only taught salsa. I was like, I don't know. I don't know how to do salsa. Because, I was like, I can do bachata, but she was like, well, that's good, because she wanted to do half and half salsa, half bachata to raise the awareness of bachata. So I was like, oh, I can help you with that. And then I would do it, and then I started to like it. I started to like teaching, and just the different people that you would meet, and the friendships that you would make, all because of dancing. And I was like, this is actually really cool. Yeah. So I just stuck with it, and then just stuck with it.
That's cool. And now the question that everybody asks is, what style of bachata do you do? And I hate to ask that, but I know you have a lot of information about that, so I want to make sure that we can share it with everyone.
All right, what style of bachata do I do? My style of bachata is bachata. That's the style that I do. It's if you had to label it, or if the untrained eye had to label it, it would be traditional or Dominican bachata. But I never call it Dominican bachata, because I would call it, I like to say more Caribbean style, because I'm not Dominican, and I can't say that I'm doing something that the people of a certain country do. But typically in the Caribbean, a lot of people tend to dance a certain way. They don't all dance exactly the same, but it's just it's more about, it's not the moves, it's the movement. And you can tell somebody that grew up dancing in the street, especially in the Caribbean, rather than somebody that learned in the studio, because of the way that their bodies move. They don't do flips and trips and all that stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they just don't dance like that. And the way that the body moves is totally different. So if I had to say, I would do bachata. If I had to put a label on it, I would say just the way they dance in the Caribbean, so just Caribbean bachata. But that doesn't mean there is now a Caribbean style bachata. There is no Dominican style, Caribbean style, Puerto Rican style, Caribbean. I don't take it, it's not that. It's just, I dance bachata, and I can adapt to how they dance in the Caribbean. That's all.
And today, nowadays, they speak a lot about the Dominican bachata, and I feel like there's confusion about that. What is the real Dominican? And people have a little bit of association that when we say Dominican, it's fast footwork, but there's a lot of Dominicans. So what is your take on that?
All right. Here's the thing. Typically, when you stereotypically think of Dominican bachata, everybody always says fast footwork and fast music. And then in my class, what I'll do is I'll play a slow song, because obviously before it was bachata, it was bolero. And there may be some, but you guys will know more than I do. I don't know much about bolero, but to me, stereotypically, bolero is more slower, it's a lot more passionate. So the transition didn't go from 5 kilometers per hour to now, 1,000 kilometers per hour with fast bachata. No, so it's the music. There's slow bachata, there's medium speed bachata, and there's fast bachata, just like any genre of music. And so I like to play different artists, and I ask the students, was that fast? I said no. Well, this was Leonardo Paniagua. He's Dominican. So now there goes that myth right there. And the fast footwork. When you watch Dominicans dancing, or people in the Caribbean dancing, they don't do that with their feet. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rule, and the younger generations, they're a lot more energetic when they dance. But so I always tell people, for every one person you show me in the Caribbean that dances like that, I'll show you 100 that don't. For every one Dominican you show me that dances that way, I'll show you 100 that don't. Because again, to me, that's more for the stage, for shows, for Hollywood, and again, there is no right, there is no wrong. It's not like, oh, this is wrong, right? This is bad, this is good. it's just different. But I feel that it's important to understand that that is not how they social dance out there in the Caribbean. They don't. It's very chill. It's very relaxed. And again, it's grooving with the music, feeling the music, and it's not, hey, watch this. You like this? This is a great time. I love this song. Let's keep dancing. They don't. That's not how they dance. And I just think, like I said, a lot of people show that, and it's cool. But just don't go to the Caribbean and try to do that, please, because they're gonna look at you and say, "Where are you from?" Because you're not from here. Because where'd you learn that? Because I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So again, whatever style, obviously things, the dance will
evolve.
Yeah. But again, if you want to just dance on the street with any old random person, it's very chill, it's very laid back, and it's groovy, kind of get you grown and sexy on. That's how they dance.
Yeah, you teach a musicality class, right? Where you explain a little bit about what are the different instruments and so forth. When did you start teaching that, or why did you decide to start teaching that class?
That actually happened on accident. I was teaching at a festival in Australia, 2009. Actually, I'll back up. I've always paid attention to music, all kinds of genres of music. Growing up, my mother, she's an artist. She was around in San Francisco during the hippie years in the 70s. So, just peace, love, joy, happiness, all that stuff. So the music that she listens to is just way out. A lot of smooth jazz, easy listening music. And so that's what I grew up listening to. So I'm always paying attention. There's always noises and just in the background. So growing up, I've always listened to all types of genres of music. And so in 2009, I was teaching at a festival in Australia, and there was the guy, a good friend of mine, Alfonso Rios, from he lives in New Zealand now, but he's Latino, and from Peru. He was teaching the salsa musicality class, but for some reason I can't remember what happened. He wasn't able to make it to the festival, so the teacher asked me, the organizer said, "Hey, can you teach musicality?" And I was like, "Oh, I can't teach salsa musicality." She's like, "Well, I don't do it bachata musicality." So I started thinking, I was like, "Well, I do kind of hear all these different instruments." So I had to think of something on the plane. I had 13 hours, so there was plenty of time to think. Plenty of time to think, but I kind of put something together, and just about how I hear music, and so that's kind of how it started. And then I wasn't expecting anything of the class, but the response was really good, and people were like, "Wow, that's interesting." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So then I started to pay attention more, and then I made friends with Joan Soriano and his band in 2010. And then,
where did you meet him?
I met him in Chicago. Yeah. And I just asked them questions about this, that, and the other, and then I would just be standing around and hear them talk or hear other people saying things, and then I was like, "Wait, what is that? What do you mean this?"
Con la vaca.
Con la vaca, right? Exactly. And so just by asking them more questions and then going back and doing my own homework and going back and listening to my songs, I was like, "Oh, okay, it does it. Yeah, it does do this." And so you start to realize more things, and then. Once in 2009, when I actually danced with a lady from Puerto Rico, and she danced, the way they do in the Caribbean. Because before I was left, right, turn. That's what I thought. This is what bachata is, because that's what I've seen. And so when we danced, I was like, "Hold on, wait, what is this? What are we doing here?" And then and I just thought it was real cool. So then I started to kind of gravitate more towards that style, and then it's now about more of a feeling where you're just grooving and jamming to the music. So I guess the two kind of connected to where, I understand what's happening with the music, and then now you can play with each instrument and you can do different things with your body. It's like, man, this is so it makes it more fun
and more rich.
Yeah, and it's less thinking involved and more just reacting. I guess the comparison would be LA linear, salsa with the Cuban. The Cuban, in my opinion, is more just you said more rich. To where I guess LA is technically more about the moves and about spinning technique. And again, I don't know too much about salsa either, but just the Cuban way is more natural in my opinion. That's what if I had to choose A or B, I would go more towards the Cuban side because again, it's just the richness and more about the culture of it. So again, just listening to the music and understanding the music really helps me as a dancer because I know when the music is going to shift. I know when breaks are coming. I can anticipate when different things are gonna happen in the music, and then as I'm dancing, I can now if I decide to, I could dance musically within each rhythmic section of bachata.
So you started in 2003. Right? You said that before, 2003?
2000, yeah.
So I just want to make this point. 2003, 2009, that's 6 years. Because a lot of students feel like after a year of dancing, they should get it. They should be able to improvise. They should be able, and it takes time, right? It's a process. You have to learn, listen, assimilate, study, and then it starts to become more natural, like you're saying.
Yeah. Well, from 2003 to 2009 was all modern. Left, right, turn. So from 2009 to today so I've been doing the traditional bachata for only 4 years. Well, actually less than 4 years. It'll be 4 years in October. But it's not necessarily about the years, it's about the amount of time that I put into it because I ask question after question and I go back and I listen to all the music and I try to find similarities and I'll ask other people that, if I don't know something, I'll ask people that do know. And just doing your homework and watching videos and watching more videos and analyzing. I don't think people analyze movement. You have to analyze movement. If I label it, this is Dominican bachata, the whole point is to look like a Dominican because I said Dominican bachata. If I say I want to look like
Finnish,
I don't know. This should be Finnish furniture. It should look like the furniture in Finland. It shouldn't look like the furniture from somewhere else because you labeled it Finnish furniture. So it should look Finnish. So when people say, Dominican bachata, blah, 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 you should look like a Dominican. If you have 100 Dominicans saying we don't dance like that, then are you going to be mad at the Dominicans? That happens a lot because I live in the States and you're just mad or you're just jealous, you're hating on them because you're not rich and famous like they are. But the Dominican people saying we don't dance like that. So who are you supposed to believe? The Dominicans or what you? If the Dominicans say this isn't what we do, then I believe them because this is their culture, this is their history, this is their music. So again, when you see videos, Dominican bachata, okay, you reference that with a video of, watch more than one video because again, not all Dominicans, they dance different in every region. But watch it, and if it doesn't look anything like any of the videos that you've seen, well,
common sense.
But then I realized when somebody told me that common sense isn't so common.
No, I know.
But yeah, it's you just have to do your own homework and do your own research and see for yourself. And just because the teacher says the sky is green, you go outside, it looks blue, but the teacher said it's green, so it must be green. No. You have to do your own homework, do your research, analyze, and then again you'll find some similarities and some common ground, and you make your own decision from there. But
that's cool. So when you have a student that just starts to take a bachata class, what would be an advice that you would give to a beginner student?
Have a seat. No, actually, you know what? The first thing I said, how serious do you want to? Do you just want to, just go out just to hang out, or do you actually really want to understand the stuff? If they really want to understand, have a seat. I thought we were going to dance. We are going to dance. Eventually. First, I'm going to teach you about the music. I break down the instruments, and then I break down the rhythms, and then that way, like, you can feel and hear different things in the music. But if you just want to go, just have a good time, okay, cool, I'll show you, some partner work. I won't get into footwork, because again, I think too many people think about footwork, and that's all they want to learn is footwork. Here's a mathematical breakdown for that. You have a 4-minute song. Average song, 4 minutes. Let's say if you want to do you learn the footwork step, taka, 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 and let's say it's 8 counts. So that's a pretty long footwork thing. All right, those 8 counts will be about 4 seconds. So, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll make it 5 seconds. And let's say 10 different footwork patterns. Okay, cool. 10 different footwork patterns times 5 seconds each is math majors, engineers, 50 seconds. Okay, cool. So that means within that song you have about 50 seconds worth of footwork. But remember, the song is 4 minutes long. Okay, so that means for 3 minutes and 10 seconds you have to do what? You have to dance with somebody. You're dancing with the partner. So, in my opinion, it is more important to understand how to partner dance rather than do footwork. So I'll teach you partner dancing first. If all you want is footwork, here's the DVD. Buy that. Go enjoy yourself. Or if all you want to do is footwork, dance by yourself, because that's all you're doing. But you have to make sure that the dance with your partner is enjoyable. This goes for men and women. I'm dancing with you. I'm not dancing for you. So yeah, partner work to me is more important. But before the partner work, you have to understand musicality. You have to understand the instruments. Now you have to understand the timing, because again, no matter what you do, if you're off timer, you can do all this footwork, but I come out on this side and really the timing should be on that side. You have to know where you are within the music. Then we get into partner work, and then we add the little footwork, the little sprinkles on top of the cupcake, and we add that later. But a lot of times, the people build the house backwards. They build from the top down footwork and then get into the partner work later. And that's not my way of teaching, because I just think the other things are more important. To build a dancer rather than a show pony.
Yeah, what is a social dance, right? And how do you say no social?
A social dance, I don't social perform.
Exactly. I like that.
A lot of people social perform where it's, yeah, who's watching me? Who's watching? My partner's here, but yeah. And your partner's like, hello. Hello. Business cards right.
at the same time.
They're handing out business cards. I'm wearing my team T-shirt. Social dance, you're there, you have fun. You dance with beginners, with professionals, and you dance with anybody. 5 years old, 105 years old, doesn't matter. Yeah. You're there to have a good time. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna step on your feet. You're gonna lose connection with the hands. It happens. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
But again, it's not for the stage. There's no judges there with
taking score.
Yeah. Then that's different. But if not, just have fun.
And what would you tell somebody that comes to you and says, I want to be a teacher, if they ever come and ask?
All right. Teaching is a very, very hard thing to do. And to find quality instructors is very hard. Because you are a great dancer does not mean you are a great teacher. There are 3 facets. There are great performers, there are great teachers, there are great dancers. And just because you are one does not mean you are the other, period. Because as a teacher, you have to know what you are doing. You have to be able to watch somebody and dissect and pick apart every little detail that they're doing and how to fix it. I always say there are teachers and there are tellers. A teller will tell you what to do. Right here you turn. Right here you flip. Right here you do this. Right here you do that. Great class. See everybody next week. And then what happens? The student leaves and how do you do it? I don't know.
Or they do it wrong.
Yeah.
And they don't know.
And they don't know. But they don't know that they're doing it wrong. Why? Because the teacher didn't show them. They told them what to do, but they didn't teach them how to do it, when to do it. That's what a teacher's job is, to teach. And so, and I'm very anal about that. Oh my God.
No, but it's good. I think everybody should hear this.
I take this serious, because so many times you see people teaching and it's like, oh man, you're just telling them what to do. But again, I should be able to analyze it. Look at your foot and look at your hand. It should be like that. And then the move, it's like magic. It works. Because this little detail here
makes a huge difference.
Like this or like this, the whole move is totally different. But so a real teacher needs to be able to see that and dissect it and analyze it. Yeah, here's why. I found it. I figured it out.
And maybe also understanding that people learn in different ways. Yes. So the same instruction may not be understood by everybody. So you have to be able to speak different languages, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And as a teacher, you can always learn from other teachers. So just because you're a teacher, I'm not going to this workshop.
I'm not taking your classes.
I'm not taking it. I already know how to do that.
Yeah.
No, I learned one of my teaching methods where I use a bunch of signs. I actually learned that at a Brazilian dance festival in Australia. And it was a Brazilian percussion class, and the guy was teaching us how how to play the instruments, and he had this flip chart with all the instruments, all the timings, and I was like, this is genius. This is genius. And so the whole class, I couldn't even hear him talking because now my brain switched on. I was like, how can I input this into my bachata class? But it makes a difference and it helps. So again, take all different styles of dancing, take different workshops, and you see how other people teach. And again, I go to classes, I go to bachata classes. I don't go for the moves. I don't go to steal moves. That's not what I do. My style is my style. But I go to see how people teach and what works for them, and, and how do they get to, make the class fun and everything. So, okay, this is nice. So I go more for teaching techniques. And like I say, you're always learning something. Always. So just because you're a teacher doesn't mean you're at the top of the mountain. You still have to keep going because you're still a student and you will continue to learn. Always. The minute you think you got it all, you're going downhill quick.
Yeah. So that's a good advice for teachers, actually.
Yeah.
Because that means you always have something to learn, and you have to be respectful of the other people's material, so you're not stealing things, but you're learning and maybe sharing. Both people can learn, both. So that's cool.
And anything that's a musicality class, I go to it. Doesn't matter what dance, I go to it. Because again, anything where people talk about music, I like to see how other people break down music. And to me, it's just fascinating. It's so interesting to me about, you learn other histories, other cultures.
Yeah.
And it's great.
So now I want to hear a funny story.
Okay.
You have to tell me something, or tell us, something funny that has happened to you in your classes. Or dancing.
Oh man, I wasn't ready for that.
Don't worry, because we can always cut it, so you can think as much as you want. But I want to put something funny. So.
Well, this was a while ago. I'm a big Hector Lavoe fan. Huge. Oh man, Hector. For me, like there's salsa and then there's Hector Lavoe. There's just something about him that just
special.
I just connect. I don't know. Anyway, so this is the time when El Cantante, when the movie was released.
Oh yeah.
And I have a good friend in San Diego. This guy in trouble. So anyway, so he comes to my classes a lot. He's one of my biggest supporters. He's been there, supporting my classes since I first moved. So he's a good friend of mine. We always hang out. In the class, afterwards, the class was over. I was like, anybody have any questions? And he was like, yeah, I have a question. And immediately I was like, oh, no, not now. Because, this is a weekly class where the people don't know how me and him joke around with each other. So I was like, oh, man, yes, what's your question? He was like, I have two questions. One, have you seen the movie El Cantante? Two, if you haven't seen it, would you like to come over to my house and spoon and watch the movie with me? And so spooning, if you're not familiar with the term, it means like, you're not okay. So imagine 2 spoons. I'm looking for spoons, and then you put them against you. So like it's like this. So when when you're cuddling on the couch, so that's called spooning. And
okay, that's a new one. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So
I guess I've been doing spooning without knowing.
yeah. So when somebody goes, hey, we can spoon that. So he asked me that in the class. I never get embarrassed, but my face was about as red as this shirt, and I was like, The whole room was just quiet. And everybody's looking at me, and then they're looking at him, and looking at me, and they're looking at him. I'm like, oh man.
He's a good friend of yours.
Yeah, this is how we joke all the time.
Yeah.
But the people in the class don't know that.
Yeah.
So they're thinking,
what's going on here?
Why would you do that right now?
Of course the teacher is gay.
Yeah. Again, if that's your thing, I don't have anything wrong with that. But I just wasn't ready for that in the class. I was like, good one. And then he realized afterwards, like, oh, maybe now wasn't a good time to joke around like that with all these people.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So that was, we always joke about that. He likes to tell that story to people all the time. I'm like, trying to forget that memory, but
so he's your spooning friend.
Yeah, my cuddy buddy in movies.
That's good.
In the class.
Yeah. Well, you gotta be embarrassed once in a while, and otherwise it's not fun.
Yeah. Oh my God. Why'd you do that? I learned this one thing here real quick. Now that I was thinking about that Brazilian festival, there was a workshop, how to dance like a Brazilian. It was a Brazilian guy. and this always stuck with me. And he said Brazilian style, and he's like, style is not a step, style is a feeling. And I was like, light bulb, ding. So if you relate that with Dominican style, like Dominican style, it's not a step, it's a feeling. Again, it goes to the movement. The way Dominicans move, the way Caribbean people move when they dance, to me it just looks cool. It's just real relaxed, real chill, and you could tell. Oh, they're from the Caribbean. Oh, they learned in the studio. Oh yeah, they're Dominican. Just by how they move, the basic step, they could all be doing the basic step. But he said style is a feeling, it's not a step.
It's actually, I love that you said that, because recently we were just in Oslo and somebody told me, I have a different style than you, and they don't. They didn't. They have different steps, but not the different style. And for me, that's it. A style is when you totally feel that you're dancing something else. Even though it's the same music and they're dancing correctly and whatever, but it's when you feel that it's different. And it's the best way to put it. And it's not the steps.
Not the steps.
It's how they lead, how you feel on the dance floor, how you feel the connection, and that's really what makes it a different style. And that's great. I'm happy that.
Well, when you watch, I was just in the Dominican Republic. When you watch Dominicans dance, they're doing the basic step the whole time, the majority of the time. And again, they'll do different things with their feet at some points throughout the song, but it's not that. So sometimes they'll do different things, but the majority of the time, it's just a basic step. So, but again, it's not about the step, but the way you look above the ankles, like, man, they're just moving. They're moving. And that is how Dominicans dance. So it's not what they do. It's not, oh, that's a Dominican step. Oh, that's a Dominican step. No. It's the way that their bodies move. I was just like, man, that's genius. So I get a lot from these other teachers. It's awesome. It's fun.
That's cool. I like that. But I know we can keep talking for like hours, but we actually have to go to the next thing, and we cannot. We gotta take showers and get ready for.
Sorry, let's just cover that up.
So anyway, Carlos, where can people find you?
Okay. Well, Facebook. If you have the Facebook thing, just my name, Carlos Cinta, Cinta. Nothing flashy, not Carlos of the back at it. Not just Carlos Cinta. I'm just a normal person.
Carlos the Spooner. I'm just kidding.
Oh man. Awesome.
New name.
Yeah, this is all right. I'm gonna have to thank my buddy for the more.
No, didn't you have a band name that you were coming up with?
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So my favorite color is black. My second favorite color, which is making a close run for the first favorite, is lilac, light purple. I don't know why, but I just like it. So I was gonna make a band, CC and the Lilacs. That's what my band was gonna be called. Cause Carlos Cinta, CC, and then CC and the Lilacs.
So he's CC.
Yeah, CC and the Lilacs.
And you have a website where they can find you also?
Yeah. Well, there's a few of them actually, but so I do online lessons now, and it's broken down into 4 sections. It's broken down into a musicality section, a timing section, partner work section, and a footwork section. So if you just want to learn musicality, you click on the button that says musicality, and all the videos are only musicality. Same thing with timing, partner work, footwork.
Cool.
So that website is bachatawithcarlos.com. Very simple. I'm Carlos, bachata with me. So bachatawithcarlos.com. You can also look on carloscinta.com, and again, that'll have all the products of my older DVDs, some more information about music. You can order music. You can order the DVDs online, and you can order a timing CD, the bachata breakdown CD.
Oh, that's a great one. That's a great one. Yeah, that's because we got to see it.
Yeah, that was the first class that I did, where it breaks down all the instruments, just each layer, individual layer, one at a time. So it's more for listening and understanding the music, rather than it's not a party CD. It's just so you can really understand what is happening behind the scenes of the music that we all love dancing to. Okay. So just carloscinta.com or bachatawithcarlos.com for online lessons. If I can't be in 100 different places at the same time, I wish I could. But yeah, just log on And yeah.
All right. Well,
Take some
thank you.
lessons.
Thank you so much, Carlos. Un abrazo. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah.
And remember to
Keep your hips on fire.
Tus buenas atenciones. Eres bonita, aparente.